Hey guys, thanks so much for coming in today. I'm going to be starting a brand new podcast with my co star, Ariana. She is actually from the Bay Area, so we're going to be doing weekly Sunday podcasts, tuning around 12 Pacific time. For those of you guys in Eastern time, just to let you know, it is going to be 12 p.m. Pacific time. All right. Today we're going to start off with talking a little bit about Rachel Zegler's appearance in the movie Snow White. Ariana, any thoughts about like all the commotion that she's been getting, the backlash that she's been getting after she debuted in that movie?
Yeah, my first thought was, well, clearly this isn't the same as the 1937 version because that one had better PR.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah. And I mean, look, I think that if anything, it's really, the term woke, it's like we still use the term, oh, the woke people went after her. Do you still know what the word woke means? Because I'm still kind of
Whoa.
like, yeah, like what does it mean? Does
Whoa.
it mean, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Because now we have to get into the definition and what people think is considered woke. Apparently, those are the people who went after her because it's the anti-woke who didn't really care. I mean, she said a couple comments kind of modernizing the story, and I'm like, what she said, I was like, it's not that bad. I think it's like taken out of proportion a little bit, but that's my take. I think, again, the term woke, it's like, what is it, the definition? Creating alertness or being like awoke to social issues. And I'm like, if you guys are so sensitive, then like don't watch the movie. There you go. Just don't watch the movie, you know?
Right. So there's just a lot of things going on with her, but I personally believe it was like Disney's doing where they could have actually like hired someone else that's directly kind of like more fitting for the role. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe Rachel Zegler's completely at fault. And it's not just because of her acting. Her acting was like pretty okay. I don't mind her acting, but it's just the fact that Disney keeps starring all these live action movies, but they're not starring the right people to fit for the role. So I honestly believe like Disney could have done better on this part, and I do not like believe in all that backlash that Rachel Zegler's getting. Um, One, because partly because of her color, people of color, and we've been getting a lot of backlash from people as like, oh, she doesn't fit the role because Snow White is supposed to be apparently all like pale white color
Yeah.
character, and she didn't fit into that well. So little things like that, but the biggest thing I feel that Disney messed up on this live action movie of Snow White is they changed the plot a little bit. First, it started off as like it started off as like talking a little bit about Snow White, but and then later on she met the dwarves later on in the movie, but I feel like the whole plot got changed a little bit, and then the evil queen, they kind of starred Gal Gadot as the evil
Mm-hmm.
queen. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
know who Gal Gadot is, but I honestly was not expecting her to play the evil queen role because usually I see her in a lot of hero movies. So when they put her as a how do I say this, as a villain, that was very surprising to me. So Disney has definitely have to step up their game on who they star in live action Disney movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Ariana,
I
on
feel
Disney?
Yeah, I feel like Gal Gadot. She's pretty well known. She's pretty popular, and like, why would Disney pick her? It's to capitalize on her star power. That's really it. I saw the movie because I had to be like, okay, let me just see it. See, that's the thing is with Halle Bailey from The Little Mermaid, people criticized her and said, well, Ariel's not black. And Halle Bailey came out and said, well, times have changed a little bit. I think that representation is important and it's all about diversity, which is like, I think. it's hard because it's like, yeah, Ariel was this, she was white, she wasn't black, but I feel like I understand from both perspectives. Like, I get how what Hallie's saying. I also get, though, that, I mean, the character wasn't originally black. Um,
Right.
I think also with this one, the problem Rachel got was her mouth a little bit. Like, I know she went on X. She kept saying, like, she said, like, I get it. She supports Palestine, but when you're doing PR, you might want to back off the tweets a little bit. Like, you might not want to try to be controversial. And I said the word try because for her, the thing is, she can't not get the attention a little bit because like even the producer of the film had to fly out to see her and tell her you gotta stop with the tweets. Like it's a
That's
little
right.
bit like it's a lot. It's too much, you know? I mean, okay, and here's the thing. The CGI was another conversation because that was like one of the biggest issues with the story too was that instead of using real little people, you were using CGI. And I know that the community like came out and they were personally, like they said, like we're offended and it's like you're erasing them kind of. So that was an issue. I don't know. I think when I saw the film, it wasn't that awful for me, but I feel like it depends, I guess, on everyone's like to each their own kind of thing. Like, for me, what I found was more problematic. Like, the movie itself, the visuals were stunning. I thought Rachel had a beautiful voice. Yeah, like honestly, with the color of her skin, like you mentioned, she even came out and said that people literally went after her, like just for having brown skin. People showed up at her apartment, they were screaming at her, and I'm like, guys, that's too much. I mean, that's actually serious harassment. You mean, look, you can't do that either. So I feel like the thing is, I just feel like the movie shouldn't have happened in the first place. I think it's like the live action films in general are just not even that great. They're really not. I think just keep the original, you know? Because you always stir up controversy. It's like they're making a live action Moana. Are we gonna watch that though? Is it gonna be as good? I mean, that's the thing. It's like every live, and you know what? It's like Disney. I mean, you kind of have to wonder why, like, what's happening to their brand. It's like they're literally making themselves like as a brand so erased. I mean, it's kind of like I don't even know if they're gonna be able to exist, you know, in like 10 years. I'm actually serious. I think their brand is just tarnished. Like it's really tarnished now. They could
So when you say their brand is tarnished, do you believe that Disney should completely stop making live action movies, or should they
yeah.
just be a little bit more selective when it comes to picking certain characters to
Hmm.
for the actresses to represent? So, say
Okay.
for example, like you said, it was what was it? That person that played the Little Mermaid
Yeah,
was
Halle
black.
Bailey. Yeah.
Halle Bailey. I personally didn't get to watch that movie,
Okay.
but I've heard good and bad things. But mostly what I keep hearing is like, okay, Disney just needs to do better in like who they select for the roles, do a little bit more background on that person, and make sure that person like kind of enjoys or like has watched maybe the film growing up and has like nothing bad to say about it.
Hmm.
Because with Rachel, she was kind of talking a little bit about the Snow White film, and she herself said like, "Oh, it wasn't very intriguing to her, and she
Yeah.
didn't really like it, and she backlashed on it." So she could
Yeah.
have also like not really talked that much regarding like negativity on the film
Hmm.
itself. That didn't do her any justice as well. But your thoughts of like saying what were you saying, Ariana? You were saying the brand something something. The question I was just
Yeah.
asking you. So can you just elaborate a little bit more on what you were saying there?
I just think, okay, here's the thing. I think realistically, you cannot get rid of a live action film. It's
Mhm.
unlikely. I think that. I think live action brings a certain experience than animation. Like, I think they're both great for their own reasons. I know live action, a lot of people are drawn to it because of the evolution of the visual effects, the storytelling. I think that even I would never say don't do live action at all, but I think, yeah, I think you're gonna have to really do your research and pick people. And here's the thing, this all happened after the film was shot, so her comments were after. Like, I mean, no, it was like before. Like, it's like she filmed it and then she did all these interviews and she said all these comments about Snow White. And it's like you can't predict someone's behavior after the film. So that's also the hard part is like you may pick her. Yeah, like her skin is brown, so maybe like you could at the beginning before you start shooting, you could probably pick people that represent the character more. I mean, but if you're gonna go the route of diversity and inclusion, because that's just how society is today. It's just so different compared to like even 20 years ago. It's hard because you also cannot like you can't predict in the future that she's gonna make those comments. Like, who would know that she would actually say that? It's like, oh my gosh, she gave us interview and that just came out of her mouth. So it's like, I feel like it's you're between a rock and a hard place because you want to be diversive and inclusive in today's society, but you also cannot control that person's actions and behavior after the film is shot. So it's like, I think for me, I think it's best if at the beginning, um, you do more of a research, pick people that I think honestly love the story because she didn't even like it. Like I think she was criticizing it. I mean, she said the original was like how to stalk her prince and like it's about love and it's not really modern. And I'm like, honestly, if I knew that from the beginning, I wouldn't have picked her because I would want to. I think, and then she tried to clean her image and say she did love the original. She wasn't trying to tarnish it. And I'm like, it's a little too late because people now, they kind of don't really think of like, they don't like think about you like that anymore. So I
Yep.
just think, I honestly, yeah, I think pick people that honestly first really love the story. And they're not gonna, say crazy, like say shit about it. And I mean, if you want to pick people who are physically representative of the characters, that's great. If you're not, which I get, like representation's pretty important nowadays. That's fine too, but I think make sure that that person doesn't, say crap about the film. Like be smart in
Hmm.
marketing and PR. You have to be smart. And the way she just wasn't smart, like at all.
Right. So last question I have actually is the fact that purely off of her skin color, I've noticed lately after that movie happened and she started in that role, I've been getting a lot of tweets, comments on social media targeting mostly brown people of skin color of
Mhm.
how they shouldn't like that they're not they're here to like take our roles, our jobs, and stuff like that. And I'm like, after this came all after the movie, and she was like representing like people of Palestine, like especially you said she supported people of Palestine, right? And I think that had a big thing to do with it of why like now brown people are starting to all of a sudden start to get all this backlash after that comment, and especially after they started her for that role. And like you said, uh, it wasn't doing her any justice, especially after she started like criticizing the Snow White film a little bit. So that wasn't really helping her case at all. But
Mhm.
like, what are your thoughts on like after she made the commentary and then stuff going around about like how brown people are like taking our jobs or like people of color in general, I'd say. Do you think like her comment had anything to do with like spiking this across social media at all?
Well, I think anyone who says that people of color are taking our jobs, I do feel like like that's not really fair to say. I think you should give everyone an equal chance, equal opportunity. I mean, that's where you get into the lines of being like racism and prejudice and discrimination, which you don't want to do. Um, I feel like her Free Palestine kind of comment. I don't feel like I don't even I mean I just like don't I just I don't feel like she needed to make that comment. I think that she should have just stayed out of it politically. Like this is not a time to be political. You're promoting a film. I don't think you need to go into that because there were reports that then Gal Gadot and her had some tension as well. I mean, because Gal Gadot's Israeli, so that clearly wasn't the best move for her. Um, but like these commentaries about like again like Halle Bailey was even criticized for being black. It's like it's fine. Like I mean, you don't need to go after people because of
Mhm.
their race. It's not such a bad thing. I think what's important is you need to focus on the film. Your love for the film, how you're promoting the film, that's what's really important. But the tweeting, I think in general, the tweeting needs to stop. The saying all these political things like has to stop. It's like focus on your film. I think people going after other people because of their race, like I don't again, like I don't think that's okay. And I think you have to have that's where you can get into territory of like prejudice. Like to me, that's just like, okay, we don't want to get into cross that boundary of being racist or screaming profanities at someone because you happen to not like her because she's Latino and you think she's taking your job. Like we don't need to do that. We have to be civil, towards each other as well.
That's right.
Does that
I
answers your
believe.
question?
Yes,
Okay.
I truly believe like everything that's been happening after that movie and like the amount of reviews that movie has gotten,
Yeah.
just because of like how it was depicting her as a person and like also Disney's role in like starring her as
Yeah.
a actress. I feel like it goes both ways in terms of like maybe they're both a little bit at fault. But, anyways, that actually, guys, concludes our first episode of our We Are Not Even That Funny.
There you
Anyways,
go.
I hope you guys enjoy that. Again, my name is Paul and my co star, Ariana.
Bye.
So again, we're gonna be doing live every Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also go ahead and give Ariana a follow at her Instagram and go ahead and shout out your Instagram.
Yeah, my Instagram is Ariana, Aryana underscore 555. Yeah, please give me a follow. I would really appreciate the boost in social media. And also, Paul, I mean, say your Instagram for those who are brand new and don't know what your Instagram is.
Of course. My Instagram is s.way underscore 36. Again, s.way 36 underscore. So we're going to be doing this. It's going to be on my Instagram where I give you a preview of like the topic we're going to be talking about just like a day before. And then on YouTube is where we're going to be posting our weekly podcasts. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And don't forget to tune in every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.